Production in action.
Why Zoe left? Good night, Zoe. New Hitman and Bodyguard role in Duck Duck or Goose Goose Duck. Nice. I'm not gonna stream that game anymore though. I'm done with it. You can watch it on Alliance Game Nights though. Probably play then. An AI made bully in Dark Souls.
Or are you so uncouth as to lack such judgment?
For Griggs, I was kind of expecting a Jesse Eisenberg, but that's not quite what we got.
I regret meeting you under such compromising circumstances. At least we both made it back unscathed.
Now, there's a lot of NPCs whose faces we can't see too clearly, or even at all, but there's nothing stopping us from using debug to spawn in as them, and simply taking their helmets off. So here's a closer look at Big Hat Logan. And, yeah.
I will return to Firelink Shrine. Speak with me there, so that I may impart my sorcery.
We'll also remove the hood from Laurentius to reveal his hair, and here we go.
It's the same.
I'd like to imagine this is the look on his face after you refuse to tell him where you got your pyromancies from.
You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half.
I see. I suppose I was mistaken. In any case, I definitely trust you.
And here's Quelana. I don't know what I was expecting under the hood, but the realistic version is pretty cool.
I am Quelana of Izalith. I am not often revealed to walkers of flesh.
For which Beatrice, I don't really have anything to say. It's another reasonable interpretation based on the source. Though the AI seems a little inclined to maybe round out the chin a bit more than it should on some of these characters.
You look like a soy boy.
We can also take a look at Unmasked Oswald, and dear God.
It is only human to commit a sin.
Nice.
I'm not going to go through every character that has a helmet, mostly because I think viewers don't have any expectations for them to begin with, but nonetheless, here's a handful more. It turns out the Crystal Knight is pretty handsome under there.
Wow.
Got content that reveals he's supposed to be on the verge of Halloween, but you wouldn't know it here.
Don't even consider
Siegmeyer. He's just as jovial as you'd expect.
So here I sit, in quite a pickle, weighing my options.
He's without his helmet, and here's his real-life version.
If I didn't know.
Models that show their face as well. Starting with Wynevere, I think we'll get better results if we get her to open her eyes first. They normally stay closed by default, and there are some unused talking animations we could trigger, but it's easier to just force a T-pose. Much better. And we're off to a good start here.
O chosen undead, I am Guinevere, daughter of Lord Gwyn and Queen of Sunlight.
Yes.
Here's Quelaag. It kind of works.
Welcome, bringer of
treatment as well. Downhill from here. It's kind of hard to complain about Priscilla's output because it doesn't know how to retain her non-human features in the first place. So yeah, it's not great, but what can you expect?
This land is its inhabitants kind. This land is peaceful. Its inhabitants kind. This land is peaceful. Its inhabitants.
Because they never custom without further guidance, the AI is... Okay, so I've got just 5 more, but they might qualify as nightmare fuel. So consider this your warning.
Bannable?
Andre of Astora. To be fair, he already looks pretty rough if you look carefully at his model, but just playing normally in-game doesn't usually give you a clear look, and his jovial disposition probably has you picturing something more favorable for him. But the AI turns him into Willem Dafoe on bath salts.
Won't you spill your beans, Tommy?
Then we have the Egg Burdened, found around Quelaag's domain. So the good news here is that the nightmare fuel comes primarily from the original model. They're going to get a bit of a glow up here. I mean, this is just awful. It was hard to get a good angle from the original position, so I forced a T-pose and went from there. Now, I didn't say it was going to be great, but I don't miss those crusty eyes.
Nice.
Marvellous Chester was interesting to experiment with. You can't remove their helmet because they're a unique enemy model and there's nothing behind the mask. But I figured the mask itself has some human features, so why not give it a try? But without seeing enough of the upper portion of his face, I couldn't get it to work. But then I remembered there's an unused prototype version of Chester with the hat removed. And this one has some cool extra details that the final Chester doesn't have underneath the hat, like this one red-colored eye. The AI felt comfortable enough working with that, and gave us this.
We are both strangers in this strange land, but at least now there are two of us.
I couldn't get the AI to recognize the ghosts of New Londo ruins, but then I remembered to check the baby the female ghost is carrying. If you haven't seen it before, yes, there's a baby there. It's what shoots lightning at you. And okay, I guess. Lastly, we have the regular Hollow. For this, the AI thought it was most appropriate to merge Billy Bob Thornton with Richard D. James. Videos that do deep dives into the mechanics and design of the Souls games.
Nice!
I'll have some...
Desktop, any new ones? Anyone who's talented? Me and my wife, Zoe Despair, the last of Cucks. Which one? 1, 2. 1, 2. Pause, champ? Wow, it's a close one. I got it.